And unmute. Alright. Hello YouTubers. We're going to be starting in a few minutes. Just waiting for everyone to get logged on. We normally don't start for just making sure that the stream up here is keeping up. Let's have a look. There we go. We're all good. Looking a bit clunky. I'm just going to check it on my phone. Check everything's all in order. If you are watching and everything's coming through okay, give us a thumbs up or a yay in the chat for me over on the right. Actually, it's looking pretty smooth now. That's good. But just let me know you're there and you're receiving me. And we're going to get started in a few minutes. I am in the comfort of my bedroom today. Yay! Thank you, Jodie. I'm going to take that as a you can hear all good. If you know anyone who's watching on Facebook, I didn't turn off the Facebook Live, did I? Just going to resume. This is the last shout out for Facebook people. I'm going to jump off of the Facebook video now. You need to head over to YouTube, type in Treehouse Quizzes onto YouTube, or click the link in the video, or type in Treehouse Quizzes to Facebook and click on the link at the top. And we'll see you over on YouTube, where it's going to be all singing, all dancing. There's going to be no dancing. And there's just going to be pictures, and you won't see them on Facebook. I'm going to end this now. There we go. Alright, how are we looking over on YouTubers? Yep, that's lots of people logging in. Thank you for thumbsing up, everyone. I'll give it a couple of minutes. All you need to do is grab a pen, some paper. If there's a few of you in your house, I recommend splitting into teams, because although you can post your scores in the chat, obviously we're not really competing against the other people playing in the videos. You can compare scores, but needless to say, if we make it competitive, people start Googling things, and that ruins everything. So the rules are no Google. In the chat, please be polite, no swearing. I know there are some youngsters tuning in tonight, because obviously Marvel Cinematic Universe is enjoyable for everyone. And the final thing is, don't shout answers in the chat either, because that ruins it for everyone. I'm just going to check how the feed's looking on my phone, just to make sure we're all looking good, and then we'll get started in a couple of minutes. If you do need to grab a beer or a drink or your dinner, go do that. You do have time. We will not be starting at 8 sharp, because that means we would have started already. Let me just have a look at the stream, make sure it's looking good. Neil wants to see me dance. Well, okay, stream's looking nice and smooth. I'm happy with that. Audio's coming through good. Brilliant. We are testing a few new things today. That's why I'm just being overly cautious with checking. As you can see, I've lined up all my geeky things behind. They're normally there anyway, but you can't quite see. We've got a little Daredevil there, Daredevil Pop, on top of my alarm clock, next to Squirrel Girl, the greatest character, who I think we're going to be seeing, at least on the Marvel Cinematic TV soon. I'm probably not in the films for a while. Alright, just going to pop over to Facebook, just because it looks like someone's messaging about how to get on. I hope everyone is keeping well. Staying inside, of course. That's just someone following us. We are, so just to give you the whole deal with us, as you can see in the corner here, boop, boop. We are Treehouse Quizzes. Gone all professional now with YouTube live streams and logos and everything. We always had the logo. I just worked out how to put them on the videos. We normally run our quizzes in pubs, but we can't do that now. So me and all my quiz hosts, my wonderful quiz hosts, had been streaming quizzes live for everyone to get involved in, to keep you entertained during these quiet times. We do effectively do this for free, but we do really appreciate it. Those of you who can afford it, if you're able to send us £1 or £2 a player per quiz that you play, that really is appreciated. It means that I can pay my rent and buy food, and I can give money to my quiz hosts, who normally do all right from running in the pubs. We are all self-employed, actors, musicians, blah blah blah, except for me, who is a professional quiz man for some reason. How that happened, I don't know. I'm just going to pop a link in the chat there. You can either do it now or do it later. I do recommend, if you're playing a lot of our quizzes, just pay us once a week. If you're able to pay us, just throw in some money once a week, because if you play every time, PayPal take about 40p every time, so it just takes a big chunk if you do it like 5 separate ones. But we appreciate everything everyone can give us. It is really helping us to stay afloat, us self-employed folk. And how many we got in? About 30 of you playing. Marvellous. Also, on that payment note, you don't even have to click the link. If you are on PayPal, you can just send straight over to simon@treehousequizzes.co.uk. Once again, I'll mention that later on. I was told I don't mention it enough, and it's okay to mention it, but I feel conscious doing that. But we are going to start. I'm just going to check. I'm getting an error message here, but I think it's just YouTube just being silly. Yeah, I think it is. I think we're all good. If you struggle to hear me at any point or anything cuts out, just throw in the chat. The chat is about 10 seconds delayed from from me, but that's not too bad. I managed to find a magic button that sorted it out. Okay, I think we should start. Right, the way this is going to work today, we're going to do... going to drag this across. I'm getting a lagged image of me, and that's very distracting, and it's good to have the chat right in the middle. The way we're going to do this, I've got 3 rounds for you. I'm going to go from easy, medium, and really tricky at the end. That's the idea anyway. I've also got 2 sets of picture rounds for you. This should take about 45 minutes or so. Well, I said that the other day and we went for an hour, but I'm sure as long as you're all in comfortably, in for the ride. So, round number 1 it's the easy round. It's called I Could Do This All Day. So, question number 1. As I say, split into teams if you are in teams in your own homes. Grab a pen and paper and do post your scores as we go through. I will give you the answers after each round. So, question number 1. In which film did Samuel L. Jackson, Nick Fury of course, appear for the first time? In which film did Samuel L. Jackson appear for the first time? And this can include post-credit scenes. All these first 10 should be easier questions. Just going to hydrate. Number 2. Question number 2. Throughout the films, Hawkeye, Clint, and Black Widow, Natasha, repeatedly reference a mission the 2 of them undertook in which capital city? So that's throughout the films, Hawkeye and Black Widow repeatedly reference a mission that the 2 of them undertook in which capital city? Just going to check over that no one's messaging on the Facebook. Lovely. Alright. Okay, and number 3. Nice and simple. What was the 3rd film to be released in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? What was the 3rd film? I'd be interested to see in the chat who's watched these films the most. I reckon I've seen every single one at least twice, some more than others. But throw in the chat if you reckon you've watched them more than twice. What we got here? Right, number 4. In Ant-Man, where does Scott first work after being released from prison? That's in the film Ant-Man. Where does Scott first work when he's first released from prison? We do see him working there. Hoping you can't pick up too much of my computer fan noise there. Thank you very much, Spencer, for your entry money there. Very much appreciated. It does pop up on my phone, so I can see it when people do it, so will give you a shout out. Number 5. Question number 5. Who, after the dreaded snap, who is the first person that we see vanish on screen? Who is the first person we see vanish on screen after the snap? My hair's gone a bit crazy. This is an issue I think people are starting to come up with, is how do you get a haircut when you can't go to the hairdressers. I could try it myself. That's a terrible idea, isn't it? The chat is very quiet today, and I'm going to take that as I normally take the chat when I'm running in the pubs, in that everyone's concentrating very hard. Alright. Number 6. What name does Shuri give to her silent footwear that she gives to T'Challa in Black Panther? What is the name that Shuri gives to the silent footwear that she gives to T'Challa? Oh, that was a mouthful. Gives to T'Challa in the Black Panther. Okay. Just keeping an eye on that. All right. Number 7. Bit of a niche one, this one. Be impressed if people remember this. Oh, that's me shouting. I can turn this off. What is the Wi-Fi password that Mordo gives to Doctor Strange? What is the Wi-Fi password that Mordo gives to Doctor Strange? So we've got about 32 of you playing, or 32 people tuning in anyway, which is lovely. Thank you for joining us, everyone. A few more questions of the first round, which, in case you missed it, is I could do this all day. Number 8. Sad one. Who killed Drax's wife and daughter? That's number 8. Who killed Drax's wife and daughter? And Robert is asking me to repeat number 5. Number 5 was, who is the first person that we see vanish after the snap? The first person you see on screen turn to dust. Right. Number 9. In which country is New Asgard situated? In which country is New Asgard situated? Number 7, Michael, was what was the Wi-Fi password that Mordo gives to Doctor Strange? Remember in the film he hands him a sheet, a little bit of paper, and he says, what's this, my mantra? He goes, no, it's Wi-Fi. We're not savages. Alright. And number 10. If you need any more repeated, throw them in the chat now, because we're going to mark these first 10 before we move on to the first picture round. Number 10 is going to be worth 2 points. I'm looking for you to write down 4 words. In the film The Avengers, or Avengers Assemble as it was over here, when Steve asks Tony what he is without the suit, what 4 words does Tony reply with? Okay, so that's in The Avengers, or Avengers Assemble as it got named in England. When Steve asks Tony what he is without the suit, he replies with 4 words. What are those 4 words? Right, I'm going to give you a minute. Throw in the chat if you need anything repeated from those first 10 questions, and then we will go through the answers before going through the first picture round. I will just mention that the video quality is not as good as I would like it, but that's because I reduced the quality to reduce the lag, because the issue we had last week when Shura and Callum were hosting on here, and we do have lots of quizzes coming up this week, I'll let you know about those in a bit. The issue we had is that the chat was about 30 seconds behind us recording, so I've reduced the quality in order to be more up to date with the chat. No one's asking for repeats. Throw some thumbs up out there so that I know you're ready for some answers. Okay. Right, so where are we going to mark this? I'm going to get 1 point per question. And then that very last one is worth 2 points. So number 1. In which film did Samuel L. Jackson first appear as Nick Fury? It was in Iron Man, in the post-credits scene. Number 2. Throughout the films, Hawkeye and Black Widow repeatedly reference a mission the two of them undertook in which capital city? It was Budapest. Budapest. Rumours are we may find out what happened in Budapest. Number 3. The third film to be released was Iron Man 2. Iron Man 2. Number 4. In Ant-Man, Scott works, after he gets released from prison, he gets a job at Baskin Robbins. Because they're always watching. Number 3. Who was the first person we see vanish on screen? First person to turn to dust after the snap. It is Bucky. Dear sweet Bucky. Number 6. Shuri gives a nickname to her silent footwear. Very simple. She calls them sneakers. Sneakers. Number 7. The Wi-Fi password that Mordo gives to Doctor Strange is Shambhala. Shambhala. Number 8. Who killed Drax's wife and daughter? It was Ronan the Accuser. Number 9. In which country is New Asgard situated? It's in Norway. Norway. And number 10. In the Avengers, when Steve asks Tony what he is without the suit, he replies, genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist. That's a hard word to say. Genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist. You get half a point for each word there, so maximum 2 points. Alright. I'll give you a minute. Throw your scores for the first round up in the chat, please. Let's see how you're doing. And I have a picture round for you, which I'll explain in 1 minute's time. I'm just going to go quiet for a minute. Answer for number 9, Kevin, was Norway. New Asgard is situated in Norway. Just keep an eye on the chat here. A couple of Facebook notifications. Nope. That's not... 7 out of 11, Jodie. Pretty good going. 6 from Michael. 2 from Tom Mallard. But you're a loyal quizzer, Tom, and I really appreciate it. So Jodie in the lead at the moment. 7 from Clark. So Tom Murch, 8.5. Solid stuff. Rounds are going to get trickier though, so don't get cocky. Ruby, 5 out of 11. Don't cry, Ruby. It's okay. 5 out of 11 is, well, as we see, Tom's seeing up the rear there. Alright. And the internet's going slow. 7 for you, Robert. Good work. Seven from Kevin. Gemma Cartwright got 3. 9 from Neil. That's the highest, isn't it? 9. Good work, Neil. Rebelling Pun, 8.5. Snapping on Neil's toes there. Okay. Some good scores then for the first half, as I say. And Trudy Squires got a 5. I wonder if you're any relation to Phil, Trudy. 4 from me and Spencer. That's a weird thing to say, isn't it, Trudy? I'm sorry. You could be related to a Phil's that's not the Phil I'm talking about. Now I'm babbling. Shall we do a picture round? Let's do a picture round. Right. This picture round is very simple. I am going to show you 8 pictures of characters from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now, if you want to be really tricky, if you're playing against someone in your house and you guys are real experts, you can try and name the characters. But that is pretty hard. These are kind of obscure. No, not that obscure, but that is a tricky thing to try and do. What you want to do from the point, to get a point from me, you simply got to name the film they appeared in. Some of these will be reasonably easy. Some of them might be a bit trickier. So, name the film that these appear in. There are 8, so write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on your picture. On your paper, rather. And here are the pictures. Here's number 1. Name the film. And number 2. Number 3. If I come this way, I'm still on screen. And... Hey Tommy Lee, how you doing? You alright? There we go. I've forgotten the order now. After that's number 4, right? Number 5. Number 6. Number 7. And number 8. So as I say, if you're playing against people in your house, try and do the names if you want to. I'll scroll back through again for you. But for the point from me, you've just got to name the film. So it should be quite a high scoring round, I reckon, this one. That's number 1. Number 2. Number 3. Number 4. Number 5. Number 6. Number 7. And the final one, number 8. Okay, you've seen them all twice, so I'm not going to show them up again. I'm going to drop this down. Boom. And I'm going to give you the answers. Actually, I'll give you the answers with them on screen so we can look at them. The answers so I can see them. There we go. Alright, so back up again. So the first one, this fellow. For the point from me, you just need to have written Iron Man if you're playing amongst yourselves and trying to name the character. His name is Ho Yinsen. Ho Yinsen, but Iron Man for the point. Number 2, Guardians of the Galaxy. Tries to steal the Power Stone. Power Stone. If I embarrass myself there. Can't remember which stone that one is. Karina is her name. Karina. Number 3, Chester Phillips is Tommy Lee Jones's name there, and he's in Captain America: The First Avenger. Emil Blonsky from The Incredible Hulk becomes the Abomination. Cassie Lang, Ant-Man for the point, or Ant-Man and the Wasp. I guess we'll allow that, but her first appearance is Ant-Man. Number 6, Christine Palmer is Doctor Strange. Number 7, Maria Rambeau from Captain Marvel. I do need to rewatch that again. I've only done that one once. And number 8 was Ramonda, Queen Ramonda from Black Panther. Okay, so you should have a score out of 8 for that, for naming the films correctly. I'll ask you, we'll do a little half time after the next round. Actually, we'll do a quick 3-minute break now, actually, if you do need to run and get a drink. Throw your scores so far, including that picture round, in the chat. If you've got any questions for me, and we're also looking for suggestions while we're having a quick 3-minute break. I've still got Queen Ramonda there up on the screen. Trudy Swires on 7-8. I hope these scores are added all together so far. 8 out of 8 from Jodie, so I assume that's throw your score with all together so far, rounds 1 and 2. 5 for Neil there. 12.5 total. Liam knows the deal there. Alright. We are looking for 16.5 total from Rebelling Bun. Work. Ooh, knocking my whole table there. We are looking for suggestions for themes. Let me give you a rundown of what quizzes we've got coming up this week. Tomorrow we have Shura. He will be hosting a general knowledge quiz. So there's one for all the family there. Not as niche as this. 14 total from Neil. So he dropped off a bit there, Neil. 15 from Robert. 15 from Jodie. 16.5. Tom Murch is the one to beat, I think, so far. Right. Yes, quizzes so far. Tomorrow is Shura or general knowledge. 8 o'clock kickoff. Wednesday, Callum's back. The nice Callum did the football quiz last week. He will be running a quiz on The Office. Both the English and American versions. There's going to be one half on the English version, one half on the American. So tune in for that. Thursday night you'll have me doing a general knowledge quiz. So once again, it's one that your mum can tune into, or if you are the mum, You'll be fine with it. My mum has got it on the calendar, bless her. On Friday night, what's Friday night? Harry Potter. Harry Potter on Friday night. I will not be hosting that. It will be the Treehouse Quizzes online debut of Leia. Used to host at the Lock Tavern in Camden. She will be running a Harry Potter quiz on Friday night, 8 o'clock. That one will be for the hardcore fans, really. There will be probably similar structures to this. Will start easy, but when it gets tricky, it gets really tricky. Because I did one once, and I went too easy, and everyone got 100%. Saturday night is our Saturday nights are really fun. We do a music quiz followed by DJing, which has been really fun. People really enjoy it. Saturday just gone was quite got pretty dancey and drum and bass. This week it's going to be very, very hip hoppy, Motowny, funky. Annabelle and Shura are going to be hosting that quiz and DJing afterwards, so it's a real nice one to play the quiz and then just leave us plugged into your stereo whilst you're having drinks with your housemates or your family and hear some good tunes. And Sunday night will be, I believe, a general knowledge quiz from Callum the Second. We have 2 Callums, so he will be taking on the general knowledge. Right, let's move on to round 2 then. I hope you've all come back from wherever you've run off to. Round 2 is going to get a bit trickier on you. This one, as it's medium difficulty, is called Nothing Goes Over My Head. My reflexes are too fast, I would catch it. So, question number 11. What animal is Ulysses' Klaw afraid of? What animal is Ulysses' Klaw afraid of? He mentions it in Age of Ultron. Right. Number 12. Which other character did Benedict Cumberbatch play in Doctor Strange? He, of course, played Doctor Strange. But he provided I'm not going to say any more than that. He played another character. Which character in Doctor Strange did he play? 1 second. And number 13. In Captain Marvel, what film script is Stan Lee reading on the bus? In Captain Marvel, what film script is Stan Lee reading on the bus? I told you they get trickier. Number 14. What is Pepper Potts allergic to? What is Pepper Potts allergic to? Okay. And number 15. What was the name of the SHIELD/Hydra agent who would become known as Crossbones? So what was the name of the SHIELD Hydra agent that would become known as Crossbones? We meet him in the Winter Soldier, not known as Crossbones there. See him later as Crossbones. What was his name in the Winter Soldier? Number 16. Which character's original name was 89P13? That's which character's original name was 89P13. Apparently, Marianne can't comment on the YouTube chat. It's over on the right hand side, Marianne, but they're playing badly. It's better to play badly than not at all. Alright. Number 17. In Endgame, who does Cap whisper Hail Hydra to? That's in Endgame. Who does Cap whisper Hail Hydra to? Alright. Number 18. What is Sharon Carter's agent number? What is Sharon Carter's agent number? Can I repeat the last question? I don't know which question that would be, Rebelling Pun, but I will repeat the last two to cover myself. So it's number 17. In Endgame, who does Cap whisper Hail Hydra to? There we go, number 17. Spot on it. And number 18. What is Sharon Carter's agent number? Number 19. When we get to the end of Endgame, ignoring the big three, so ignoring Cap, Iron Man and Thor, and Hulk apparently. Just forgot a bit of my own question then. So at the end of the Endgame, ignoring the big three and Hulk, so ignoring Cap, Iron Man, Thor and Hulk, which character has had the most screen time across films? That specific screen time in minutes or seconds, I guess. So at the end of Endgame, excluding Hulk, Iron Man, Thor, Cap, which character has had the most screen time across all of the films? Alright, and one more question for you. Once again, as I like to at the end of the rounds, multi-point question. This one's worth 3. Who are the members of the Warriors 3? Who are the members of the Warriors 3? So that's Thor's companions. We see them in Thor's 1 and 2. And in Ragnarok, they get unceremoniously killed off. Spoilers, but if you're playing this quiz, you should know that. But what are their names? 3 of them have names. And that's the end of that half. That third? That fifth. Depends if you count the picture sheets. Once again, I'll give you a minute or so before I go through the answers for you. Once again, I'm going to throw a link in the chat. If you enjoy our quizzes here at Treehouse Quizzes, we are purely online now that all the pubs are closed. If you're able to, if you are on a salary, if you're getting paid while being off, or if you're just happen to be a millionaire, if you're Tony Stark, we really appreciate if you can throw us £1 or £2 per player per quiz. Really helps us out this end, being self-employed people, and helps me out running a pub quiz company when all the pubs close. You got to think on your feet and change things up. So yeah, it's great if you can do that. And as I always say, if you are playing our quizzes regularly, which I know a lot of you are, we really appreciate that. We really hope you're enjoying them. If you just maybe throw in once a week instead, because then PayPal take less money, which is always nice. Cool. It's just lovely. So no one asking for repeat questions. I'm going to give it another 30 seconds. And then I was just asking I was worried that the stream was going slow, but I don't think it is. I think we're all good. Hopefully you're getting me through nice and clear. As I say, video quality is not quite as good, but that's so I can keep up with the chat better. I'd love to do full HD. That'd be beautiful. Okay, so some answers for that round for you. So, nothing goes over my head. My reflexes are too fast. I would catch it. Number 11. What animal is Ulysses Klaw afraid of? He's afraid of cuttlefish. That is cuttlefish. Number 12, which other character did Benedict Cumberbatch play in the film Doctor Strange? He voiced Dormammu, and I believe face captured it as well. Number 13, a question close to my heart, for he is my hero. Captain Marvel, what film script is Stan Lee reading on the bus? Well, Stan Lee is my hero, my other hero. Kevin Smith's Mallrats. Mallrats is the script that Stan Lee is reading. Quite a niche one there. If you got that, good on you. Number 14, Pepper Potts, allergic to strawberries. She's allergic to strawberries. Number 15, S.H.I.E.L.D. Hydra agent who became known as Crossbones in Winter Soldier is called Brock Rumlow. Brock Rumlow. If they just got Brock, give him a half. Number 16, which character's original name is 89P13? It is Rocket Raccoon. Rocket Raccoon. Number 17, in Endgame, who does Cap whisper Hail Hydra to in the lift? It is Jasper Sitwell. Jasper Sitwell. Number 18, Sharon Carter's agent number is 13. Number 19, at the end of Endgame, ignoring the big three and ignoring Hulk, which characters had the most time on screen across all of the films? This one is surprising, I think. It is Ant-Man. Ant-Man. Number 20, the members of the Warriors 3, 1 point each. Volstagg is the more rotund gentleman. Fandral and Hogan. So Volstagg, hopefully a lot of you got Volstagg because he's pretty famous in the comics. Fandral, famous actor played him. I forget his name though. And Hogan. So those get you a point each. So once again, throw your scores into the chat box down there. I don't know why I'm doing this because you can't see what I'm pointing at. Scores so far across the whole quiz. So we've got 2 rounds to go. I've got another picture round coming up for you in 1 minute. Okay. I'm so paranoid about the stream being bad. That's fine. It looks alright. That's going to go real weird when I show that. 14.5 total from Liam Carlisle. 2 on that round. I said it was tricky around, Liam. You can love the last round. The last round is hardcore. 14, 21.5 from Rebelling Pun. Kevin Sparrow is 17 now. So dropped back a little, I think, there, Kev. I don't know if you like being called Kev, but I'm going to go with it. What were we looking from? Who were the top ones? It was Tom and Neil was up there. Tom, let's see what he's got. 20 from Clark. Okay. Just waiting for Neil. 22.5. 22.5 is so far the score to beat overall. 8.5 on that round. I'm impressed, Neil. I'm impressed. Thanks, Kev. I'm glad Kev's fine. 22.5 from Tom. Neil and Tom, neck and neck. No cheating, guys. Let's keep this honest and fair. Let's have a proper ending. 23 from Jodie. Jodie's up there. She's taking you, guys. Good work. I don't know if... I know for a fact Neil's playing on his own. I don't know about you, Tom and Jodie. Robert says 17 going downhill. But I hope you're enjoying it, Robert. That's the important thing. Okay. Next picture round. Once again, there's going to be 8 pictures. Do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on your sheet that you're working on. This one hopefully won't make people too sad. But dear Stan Lee, without him there would be no Marvel Cinematic Universe. He was a great writer, great creator more than anything really. So I'm going to show you 8 of his cameos. Not in video because that'd get mad. Just a little picture of him in a cameo. You need to name the film once again. So name the film. Here is Stan Lee's first cameo, number 1. I think this possibly could be the trickier one actually of all of them. Cameo number 2. And cameo number 3. And 4. I think this was one of my favourite ones, actually. Number 5. Six. That one's gonna annoy people, I reckon. It's one of those you go, oh, I can picture it. 6. That one's gonna. And that's 7, isn't it? And the final one, number 8. Just check it's number 8. Yeah, it is. So I'll go back to number 8 there. I'll cycle through them one more time for you. So be ready. And you'll get some answers for it. Number 1. Cycle through them one more time for you. So be ready. There? That's weird. Oh, because I've got on there. Silly me. Number 2. Number 1. Cycle through them one more time for you. So be ready. There. Number 3. Number 4. Number 5. Number 6. Just me and Stan hanging out. Number 7. And number 8. Okay. So, give you 20 seconds just to scribble down, fill in any gaps you've got there. Sorry, blessing, my housemate was checking the internet for me. He's run some tests. Apparently we're all good. I think it's just me being paranoid. I did put on my geekiest t-shirt today. You've probably not seen it because I'm sitting so low. Right. So the answers for this. Let's get the answers up. This was Stan Lee's cameos. Name the film. So they were. Number 1 is from Thor: The Dark World. Thor: The Dark World. Not one of the best MCU films, is it? But we'll forgive them. Number 2, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Specifically Volume 2. Number 3 is from Iron Man. This is his cameo in Iron Man. Tending to be some kind of Playboy. What's the guy who runs Playboy Mansion? The name's come out of my head. Hoff. Oh, I'm just thinking of David Hasselhoff now. Let's move on. Number 4. This is from Spider-Man Homecoming. Spider-Man Homecoming. Number 5 was from the Avengers, or Avengers Assemble. Number 6, this is from Age of Ultron. Age of Ultron. I believe he gets drunk at the party and has to be escorted out. Number 7, this is his Ant-Man cameo. Hugh Hefner, thank you, Kevin. That's doing my head in. And number 8 was from Thor. He shackles up some chains to Mjolnir and tries to pull Mjolnir out of the dirt and fails, breaks his car. Alright, okay, final round. Throw up your scores. What are the scores on the doors? George Dawes. Alright, throw your score so far. We've got 10 more questions to go. Let's see who's in the lead. 28.5 from Rebelling Pun. Kev's got 24. Did all right there. 25.5 from Neil. Dropped back a little, Neil. Liam Carlisle, 16.5. $26.5 from Tom. 28 from Clark. So it's like 28.5 from Rebelling Puns, the top for this so far. but not a lot in it. And I do warn you, we've got some tricky questions coming up for this last round. They're so tricky. I've named this round 30 from Jodie. Jodie's leading the charge. She's managed to stay ahead. This round is so tricky, I named it The City is Flying, We're Fighting an Army of Robots, and I have a bow and arrow. None of this makes any sense. So, number 21. 22. That would be good if it was a score one round ago. It's true. That would be good if it was a score one round ago. Alright. So, number 21. The name of Peter Quill's mother. What is Peter Quill's mother called? And number 22. Question number 22. Scott Lang goes to prison for stealing money from the company that he works for. What was the name of that company? So Scott Lang goes to prison for stealing money, inverted commas, from the company he works for. What was the name of the company? Kind of wish I had light to show off my geeky stuff because no one ever gets to see it, but I had to use the lights in front of me so that you could see my face. 23. Question number 23. What was the name of the first Black Panther who united the 5 tribes of Wakanda? What's the name of the first Black Panther who united the 5 tribes of Wakanda? I told you the last round was hard. Not all impossible to these questions though. There's a few very gettable ones. Thank you, Sarah Chambers, for your quiz entry from your amount. I hope seems like you're playing a few. That's great. 24. Who does Mantis think is Earth's mightiest hero? Who does Mantis say is Earth's mightiest hero? Alright, number 25. 25. What is the name of the metal that Yondu's arrow is made from? We are getting niche. What is the name of the metal that Yondu's arrow is made from? Okay, 5 questions to go. I actually think these last 5 are potentially more gettable than those last 5. So, number 26 is for all of you Whedonites in the house. In the Avengers and in the first Guardians film, the actor Alexis Denisov, he plays a character. What is that character called? Using a lot of makeup, you wouldn't recognise that it's Alexis Denisov. Wesley from Buffy, for all you Buffy fans. What is the name of his character in the Avengers and in Guardians of the Galaxy? Okay. Give you a minute or not a whole minute. I'll give you another 10 seconds to think of that one. The clue there is you do not see the actor's face. You do not see Alexis's face. He is very much in prosthetics. Or could be CGI. You don't, it's so good nowadays. Can't always tell. Buffy quiz would be good. It would be good for me and you, Michael. I'm not sure how many people would play it though. I'd like to rewatch Buffy. There's so much good stuff. I'm still working through Picard. 27. Trevor Slattery, one of the greatest characters to appear in the Marvel films. Apparently, his King Lear was the toast of where? So Trevor Slattery's King Lear was apparently the toast of where? It was I'll give you a clue, it is a town in England. Farah says yes. Yes for Buffy, I assume, not for the answer for that question. Well, the reason I put that last question in is because it's my hometown. And so I got very excited when they said it in the film. This is now when people will be like, oh, what's his accent? Where's he from? Right, number 28. There is only one character who has crossed over from the Marvel TV series to the films. Tom lives there. I ran away, Tom. That's I'm sorry you're still there. So number 28, who's the only character who has crossed over from the TV shows to the films? There is only one character who's done this. The actor appears in the shows and then goes on to appear in the films. Do I tell you which film they're in? That's a clue. No, I think this one separates the real huge fans from the just big fans. There's been a few people who've crossed over from the films to the TV shows. See, Nick Fury was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Who else? Maria Hill was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. No one was in the Netflix shows from the films, as far as I can remember. I think Sif was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. as well. Mostly Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. A standard film quiz would be good. We can do a standard film quiz, Gemma. That's fine. I'll do one next week. Done. Sif, that's what I said, Neil. But we're looking for the person who crossed over from the TV shows to the films. One thing we can do, if there is a demand, and you can maybe put a post in our Facebook page, if there's a demand for a specific quiz, say for example a Buffy quiz, where I don't think it would be great for doing a general one, so the films are great, we can do a film quiz next week, but a Buffy one, if you're interested in that, we could do maybe kind of a via Zoom, and maybe ask you to pay a few quid for entry, and we could even potentially have a prize for the winner for those more niche quizzes. That's very difficult. Anyway, back to the Marvel quiz. Number 29. What kind of flower is on the necklace that Peter gives to MJ in Far From Home? What type of flower is on the necklace that Peter gives to MJ in Far From Home? We've got one more question for you, and it's a doozy. Alright, last question. Sorry, clapping there, didn't mean to. So if you think back to Winter Soldier, at the beginning, Cap has a to-do list in his pad. Now I'm sure you all know that to-do list varied from country to country. But there were 5 things that appeared on every single country's version. Told you it was a good question. What were those 5 things? So that's on Cap's to-do list in Winter Soldier. The to-do list varied from country to country, but there were 5 things, 5 bullet points on that list that appeared in every country's release. What were those 5 things? I'm going to give, for this one, I'm giving you a point each for this, because this is a tricky question. Okay, I'm going to give you 1 minute. I'm going to do my final... If you need anything repeated, throw it in the chat. You've all been very attentive today, though. Very few asked for repeats, which is great. Okay. So I've enjoyed this very much. I do like doing the things I'm really into, running them as a quiz. I've had a few where this is partly why Callum is hosting the Office quiz on Wednesday and not me, because although I've watched both series, I don't feel confident running a quiz on it. Right, okay. Let's go through some answers for the last round. So we had Jodie in the lead on 30 on the last break. We had Tom Munch, Clark, Rebelling Pun. Neil would drop back a little bit there, but all still very much in the game. Anyone over 20, I could say, could take it with some good answers here. So, last round, titled The City is Flying. We're fighting an army of robots. I have a bow and arrow. None of this makes sense. 21, Peter Quill's mother's name was Meredith. Meredith. Number 22, Scott Lang went to prison for stealing money from the company he works for. The name of that company was Vistacor. Vistacor. Number 23. The name of the first Black Panther who united the tribes of Wakanda, his name was Bashenga. That was Bashenga. That's 1 point for each of these. 24. Who does Mantis think is Earth's mightiest hero? It is, of course, Kevin Bacon. Kevin Bacon. Okay, this one I think, if you got it, I would not even get anywhere near this one. Even having written this quiz, I probably wouldn't get it right an hour later. What metal is Yondu's arrow made from? It's made from Yaka. Y-A-K-A. Yaka. Number 26. In Avengers and Guardians of the Galaxy, Alexis Denisov plays a character. He's Thanos' scary assistant man. He's called The Other. The Other. Kevin Sparrow says, Kevin's represent, in response to Kevin Bacon. 27. Trevor Slattery's King Lear was apparently the toast of Croydon. Good old Croydon. I was there for a while. 20 years. I'm out now. 28. Who is the only character who have crossed over from the TV series to the films? It was actually from Agent Carter, Edwin Jarvis. He appears in Endgame, letting Tony's dad into his car. There we go. 29. What kind of flower is on the necklace that Peter gives MJ in Far From Home? Is a black dahlia. A black dahlia. Alright, and number 30. On Cap's to-do list, the 5 items that are on every country's variation of this. They are, well, I'm going to give you a point each here, because I think you deserve it if you get these. These things appear on all of them. Croydon represent, says Ruby. Yeah, why not? Thai food is on every list. Star Wars / Trek. I'm going to be generous. If you put Star Wars or Star Trek, have a point. Can't get 2 points for both, though. Nirvana. Rocky, and in brackets Rocky 2 ? But again, if you put Rocky, it's good knowledge, you get the point. And Trouble Man, in brackets soundtrack. So you get a point for each of these. So Thai food gets you a point. If you've written Star Wars or Trek, you should have Star Wars / Trek, but I will give you a point for either. Nirvana, Rocky, in brackets Rocky 2 ? But Rocky will get you the point. And Trouble Man soundtrack. So you've got your totals there. Please honestly put your total in the chat. It's really nice to see how well people have done. There are no prizes, so there's no point in cheating. Sutton represent. Close enough, Croydon. It was Clark. I went to Wallington Boys, just down the road from you, a long time ago. Alright, let's see some scores coming up. As always, please, if you enjoy the quizzes and you are financially comfortable at the moment, 33.5 from Rebelling Pun, 35, not bad at all from UNP Steve, who's been very quiet this whole quiz, jumping in with a good score at the end there. 18.5 from Liam. I hope you enjoyed it though, Liam. Kevin Sparrow, 30. Strong. Can anyone beat UNP Steve's 35? 31.5. Great quiz, thank you, Tom. I very much enjoyed it. I hope you did. 38 from Jodie. She led the way the whole time. Good work. 26, off to cry in your comic books. That's a good place to cry. I'm just going to throw the link in again, guys, for the pay, guys and gals, and everyone in between. Here you go. 33 from Clark. Strong there, but not quite catching Jodie. Yes, as I say, if you are financially stable, financially comfortable in these times, obviously a lot of people's money is reduced coming in, but obviously we're spending less and we're doing things like this for entertainment. I did rely on this as my company before all of this kicked off, and my quiz host apparently Neil would not have got Croydon if I hadn't said it was the place I was from, so you can take a point off there, Neil. But yeah, throw £1, or if you can, £2 a player into the Ko-fi pot there that I put the link. It's ko-fi.com/treehousequizzes, or on PayPal it's just simon@treehousequizzes.co.uk. We really appreciate that. As I say, if you play regularly, throw a £5 or a £10 in a week just to cover it all, and I can share that with the other quiz hosts. We just want to keep everyone able to pay their rents and pay for food, because that's all we need to do at the moment, because you can't go out. Alright, just a rundown of the quizzes that are happening this week. Thank you very much for playing, everyone. I really enjoyed that. We've got tomorrow general knowledge with Shura, so jump on, split into teams, we'll see how people do. Shura's a great host, very entertaining guy. Wednesday is the office with Callum, should be a good one. He's writing it as we speak, I believe. Thursday is general knowledge with me. Friday is Harry Potter with Leia, and I believe Callum will be knocking around helping in the background. Saturday is our music hangout get together. That is on Zoom. If you want to be involved in that, all you need to do is just add us on Facebook, Treehouse Quizzes on Facebook, follow us on there. Also, while you're here, if you can subscribe to our channel here, that really helps with the numbers. Time on Thursday, all of the quizzes, Tom, are at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock starts. Saturday nights are great fun. We do a music quiz for an hour, and then we just play tunes, because in Zoom we can share our music audio with you. I actually managed to listen to it on the other end the other day. Really good quality. It's great. So if you want just an evening of entertainment, gather your friends, you can all log in on the Zoom and play against each other, and then have a bit of a dance. And Sunday night is a general knowledge quiz with first timer Callum the Second, as I'm calling him. So jot those in your diary, or put them in your digital calendar, whatever you're doing. Once again, if you enjoy the quizzes, please throw some money our way. I've mentioned the links enough. They're there, and they're always on the Facebook. You can do it through there. And we're going to log off now. Thank you very much for playing, everyone. We'll see you very, very soon. I'm just going to leave in case someone types anything. No worries. Ciao.